Hi everyone! Today we are going to be looking at some patterns, and specifically we are going to be seeing what happens when we multiply a number by different whole numbers and fractions. So we're going to start with what I'm going to call our original number. And our original number is going to be 10. So we're going to see what happens when we multiply 10 by a few different numbers. We're going to see what happens to our product and how that compares to our original number, which is 10. So when we multiply 10, our original number, by a whole number, say 5, we get 50. How does my answer compare to my original number? Is it greater than or less than my original? It's greater. So we get an answer that is greater when we multiply by a whole number. Now, let's try multiplying 10 by a fraction, say 1/2. 10 times 1/2 is 10 halves, or 5. How does our answer compare to our original number? Is it greater than or less than? It is less than. So when we multiplied by a fraction by 1/2, we ended up with an answer that is less than our original number. Let's see if this works with different fractions. Let's try, how about we try let's try 2/5. So it's not just a base fraction. So our numerator is something different. So if we do 10 times 2/5, we get 20/5, or 4. How does our answer compare to our original number? Is it greater than or less than? Once again, it is less than. So when we multiply by a fraction, I'm trying to write this down, sorry. When we multiply by a whole number, by a fraction, our answer will be less than that whole number. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, why is this? I thought that multiplication made things bigger. And that's a great question. The reason that our answer gets smaller is because when we have something like 10 times 1/2, we know that we can flip that around to be 1/2 times 10. We know that when we see this multiplication symbol here, that means of. So really what 1/2 times 10 is asking us to find is half of 10. And we know that when we split something in half, it gets smaller. So that's why when we take a fraction, so say I wanted 1/5 of 10, I only end up with a little bit of it because I'm taking a fraction of it. I'm taking a piece of it, so it's less. So just to review, when we multiply a whole number by a fraction, we end up with something less. And this is because our fraction tells us to take a portion of our whole number. If you want a challenge, try to think of a fraction that gives you an answer that's bigger than your whole number. Is that possible? Why does it work that way? Let us know in our discussion post.